Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you're all fine and doing good. So today, students, I have come up with a new chapter from your book Honeycomb. Okay, and here in this video I am going to teach you chapter Gopal and the Hilsa Fish. Fine. Here you will be learning about the chapter Gopal and the Hilsa Fish. So now let us see what is in the chapter. Now see here. Before proceeding, first of all, let us get to know what is the story about. So, before you get into the rules of the story, you must know that Hilsa is a popular fish found in rivers of India. It's mostly sold during monsoon season. In the story, the season is probably of monsoon. In the kingdom, everyone seems talking about the Hilsa fish. Okay, so here what is in the story? The story consists of Hilsa fish. Okay, it is something describing of Hilsa fish. The main topic is about Hilsa fish. Clear? Okay, so now let us see. Okay, so first of all, student, do you know what is Hilsa fish? Okay, it is a very popular fish which is sold in the monsoon season. Okay, so it is quite similar to salmon fish. Clear? So I am giving you an activity, and that is you will go and you will Google up Hilsa fish. Fine? You will Google up Hilsa fish, and then you will take the screenshot of it, and when we will hold the Zoom meeting class, okay, at the time you will share your screen and you will show me that what is Hilsa fish if you have found it out. Clear? You will capture the screenshot of it and then you will show me when I take your class. Clear, everybody? Okay, so now let us see. Now see here, can you see the picture above? This man is Gopal. Okay, so here we are talking about Gopal and the Hilsa fish. So who is Gopal? Gopal is this man who is the courtier in the kingdom of a king. Okay, so now let's begin. Fisherman catching no other fish in particular. That means in the particular season, fishermen they catch no other fish, but only focusing on Hilsa fish. Okay, that it means that there are many varieties of fishes, but fisherman catches only Hilsa fish and no other fish, because it is the monsoon season, and in monsoon season Hilsa fish are in abundant. Okay, there are too much of Hilsa fish, and it is the tastier fish of the monsoon season. So all the people they love eating Hilsa fish. So the fishermen they catch no other fish other than Hilsa fish. Clear? Even in the market, fish merchants selling Hilsa is great gusto. So even in the market, the fishmongers, what do? They sell Hilsa fish. Okay, and they sell in a large quantity. They sell it in a large quantity. That means wherever you go in the market, you will find only and only Hilsa fish. Next, they are offering even discounts and other hacks to lure customers. So what are those fish merchants doing? They are offering even discounts. Okay, that means shop to shop they are offering discount. Okay, like suppose Hilsa fish is 500 rupees kg. Okay, this season we are giving you a discount of 10%. Okay, that means 50 rupees reduced. Fine. So in that way they are even giving discounts and other hacks to lure customers. Lure means to attract. Okay, means lalach dena. Okay, to lure customers. Okay. The height of popularity reaches inside the king's palace. Okay, the height of popularity, it means that the Hilsa fish has become so much popular that it even reached inside the king's palace. So it reached inside the king's palace doesn't mean that the fishes, they swam and they reached to the kingdom. No, it means that there were lots of gossiping about Hilsa fish even in the king's palace also. Clear? Even the ministers and courtiers found gossiping and discussing Hilsa fish. So even the ministers, okay, even the ministers of the court and even the courtiers, all the persons who are working in the court, they were found gossiping. Gossiping means talking. They were found gossiping and discussing about the Hilsa fish. It is like Hilsa fish seems to be an important topic over other state affairs. Okay, they were gossiping and discussing Hilsa fish so much that it seems like Hilsa fish has become an important topic over other state affairs. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि सुनने में ऐसा लगता है, देखने में ऐसा लगता है जैसे कि हिल्सा फिश के अलावा और कुछ भी चीज़ इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है जितना कि हिल्सा फिश है. Okay, there are so many works for the kings and the ministers and courtiers to do. Okay, but they are not focusing much on their own work, but they are focusing on Hilsa fish. So it seems like Hilsa fish is really a very important matter than any other state affairs. Okay, state affairs means state work. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. Now next. Okay, here in the next part, in the next page, you will be learning about what was the reaction of the king when he heard everyone talking and gossiping and discussing about the Hilsa fish. Okay, so you can see very clearly that this is Gopal, okay, and this is the king. So what did the king say? The king said that, then let me see you buy a huge Hilsa fish and bring it to the palace without anyone asking you a word about it. And what did Gopal reply? He said, I accept the challenge, Your Majesty. Okay, that means he accepted the challenge. Okay, so in the next part we are going to learn this. Okay, now let us see the next part. Okay, now see. So much stupidity all around. This angers the king. Okay, so now the ministers were found talking only about the Hilsa fish and avoiding or ignoring all the tasks which were given to them. Okay, so this angers the king. Angers means to feel angry. This angers the king. He wants that to be stopped. And what does the king want? He wanted all the conversation, all the gossips to be stopped. Fine? But to his great dismay, what did he discover? He found that even Gopal is talking about the Hilsa fish. Fine? So now let's see again. The king is shocked to find Gopal talking about the fish. So who is Gopal? Gopal is the courtier in the court. Okay. So that means the Gopal is a very famous courtier in the court of the king. So even the king who loves and who believes on Gopal so much was shocked to find out that even Gopal was talking about the Hilsa fish. Then what did the king do? The king challenges Gopal to bring Hilsa fish in the palace. Okay. So before this, what happened? The king the king called the courtier Gopal and asked him that I am really shocked you listening, hearing about your talks about the Hilsa Fish. I am really surprised to see even you being a very humble courtier talking about a Hilsa Fish. Then in answer, what did Gopal reply? He replied that, My Majesty, I can't stop myself but to tell you that Hilsa Fish is getting popularity day by day. Wherever we go, we hear nothing other than the Hilsa Fish. So we have nothing to do, nothing to work other than Hilsa Fish. Hilsa Fish has attained the attention of each and everyone in the state, in the country. Fine. Then it was at this moment that the king, he challenged Gopal to bring Hilsa Fish in the palace without getting hyped about it. Fine. So what happened? The king, he challenged Gopal. What did the king say? He said that you are to bring Hilsa Fish in the palace without getting hyped about it. That means without people letting talk about the Hilsa Fish. You will bring Hilsa Fish along with you, but nobody will talk about Hilsa Fish. Clear? So what did Gopal say? Gopal accepts the challenge. Okay, Gopal said, okay, My Majesty, I accept this challenge. Now I will bring Hilsa Fish to your court without anybody talking about Hilsa Fish. So the challenge was accepted. Clear to everyone? Okay. Okay, then let's see what happens next after accepting the challenge. Okay, now a few days later, Gopal gets half shaven and smears ash on his face and takes on torn and dirty clothes. Okay, so after a few days, what did Gopal do? Now he is preparing himself for accepting the challenge. He have already accepted the challenge. Now he is about to act upon it. So what did he do? He got himself half shaven. Okay, and he smears ash on his face. Okay, now let me tell you what is the meaning of half shaven. Now see, you must have noticed that all men, they grew mustaches and beards. Yes or no? Mooche and dari. So when they get themselves cut, okay, means when they remove all those mustache and beard, what it is called? It is called shave, to shave off. Okay, but here half shaven. Half shaven means to shave off the beard and the mustache only half. Okay, that means be it either the right side or the left side, any single part of it being shaved off, that is called half shaven. Fine. So what did Gopal do? Gopal, he got himself half shaven. Okay, and later he smears ash on his face. Smears means malna. Okay, to rub. So what did he do? After getting himself half shaven, he just rubbed all the ashes on his face. Okay, and after that what did he do? He takes on, that means he puts torn and dirty clothes. Torn means fata hua and dirty means not a clean one. So what did Gopal do? Few days later, Gopal, he gets himself half shaven and he rubbed ash on his face and wore torn and dirty clothes. Now he looks like a filthy beggar. Filthy beggar means dirty beggar. Okay, filthy means very, very dirty. So now Gopal looks like a filthy beggar. His wife opposes him. Okay, opposes means to oppose. किसी चीज के लिए, किसी काम के लिए मना करना, that is called oppose. So his wife opposes him, but Gopal listens nothing. Okay, but he listens nothing. So what did Gopal do? Gopal, he go on shaving, okay, half shaven, and he go on smearing ashes on his face, and he wore torn and dirty clothes. So when his wife asked him that where are you going, why are you doing such behavior, what is the reason behind it, he just replied that I am going to buy Hilsa fish. Clear? See here. Okay. Can you see the picture? Okay, see now. Few days later, okay, few days later, what did the wife ask Gopal? She asked, why is your face half shaven? Okay, see here, he has shaven his face. Okay, see, only this part. Can you see? It is shaven, whereas this part is still unshaved. Okay, you can still see beard and mustaches, whereas this part is totally clean. Okay, see, can you see in this picture also? See, one side is already shaven, okay, but this side it is not shaven. Clear? So now, what did his wife ask? His wife asked him that why is your face half shaven? What did Gopal reply? He replied, I am dressing up to buy a fish. He said, I am going to buy a fish so that I am dressing up myself. Okay. Then his wife asked again, what's the matter with you? Why are you smearing yourself with ash? Then she was surprised and she was totally in a state of confusion. And then she asked once again, what's the matter with you? हो क्या किया है आपको? What's wrong with you? Why are you smearing yourself with ashes? आप अपने आप को पूरे ashes से क्यों लेप रहे हो? Okay, because he smeared ashes not only on his face but also even on his arms. Clear? Okay. Then what did Gopal reply? He replied, I told you I am dressing up to buy a Hilsa fish. Clear? Then once again he replied that I told you that I am going to buy a Hilsa fish and this is the correct answer. So I am dressing up because I am going to buy a Hilsa fish. Okay. Then his wife said that you will not go out in such a dress and in such a robe, because if you go out people will be staring at you, they will be mocking at you and they will be talking about you. But Gopal did not listen to his wife. Clear? And he went away. He went to the market. Clear, everyone? Now see. Now, from the market he buys a Hilsa fish and walks towards the palace. Okay, then from the market he bought Hilsa fish and he started proceeding towards the palace. Now, at this moment of time, no one is interested in the fish. No one was looking at the fish which was carried by Gopal. Okay, everybody was focusing on Gopal. Okay, they were all people all around the market and everywhere. They were looking at Gopal. Nobody cared to see that what Gopal was carrying. They were all looking at him and they were all talking and thinking that maybe this man has gone mad. Maybe they couldn't even recognize that it is Gopal. Fine? So, at the palace gates, he is stopped by the guards. Fine? So, he reached the palace now. So, at the palace gates, he is stopped by the guards. There were guards who stopped Gopal. Why did they stop him? Because they think he is some beggar. Because the guards thought that this man coming was a beggar. He may be some beggar. The guards couldn't recognize that this man who looks like a beggar is the courtier of our kingdom. He is Gopal. They could not recognize him. Okay, and they took him for a beggar. But Gopal insisted on meeting the king. But Gopal, he go on telling that I have come here to meet the king. Okay, when the guards didn't let him get into the palace, he started creating some kind of noise. Fine. Then the guards, they went and they reported the king that this man is causing some commotion. Then only the king allows the man to come in. Okay. Then the guard, he went inside and he told to the king that my majesty, there is a beggar who is standing outside the palace gate and he insisted on meeting you. When I deny him to meet you, then he started creating some commotion. That means he started creating some disturbance. So what did actually Gopal do? Gopal actually started dancing and playing near the castle gate, okay, near the palace gate. So all the people, those who were coming and going around the gate, they started looking and they started laughing at him. Okay, so there was a very huge crowd. So this is a kind of danger for the kingdom. Okay, these things should not happen because an enemy may take a chance to get into the castle and attack anybody. Fine. So this was the reason why the guard hurriedly went into the palace and asked the king to tell what to do with that man. So the king, he said, okay, you send him inside. Then only the king, then only the guard, he went and he let Gopal get into the palace. Clear to everyone? See here now. This is Gopal. Okay, he has come from the market. Sorry, not this. It must be this. This is Gopal. Okay, and he has come from the market. There were common people who were looking at him and who were talking about him. Okay, look at their eyes. Look at their eyes. Their eyes were focusing at Gopal's costume, at his behavior. Nobody was looking at the fish. Okay, nobody was looking at the fish. They were all focusing at the appearance of Gopal. Clear? Now, even in the kingdom, okay, even in the kingdom, the courtiers, okay, they were looking at Gopal's face, but they could not recognize that this is Gopal. Even the guard was looking at Gopal and he could not recognize that this is Gopal. Okay, they were looking only at his face. Nobody cared to look at the fish which he was hanging on his hand. Clear? Okay, next. Now see what happened. When he reached the palace, then what did he do? Gopal began to dance and sing loudly. Okay, so now see here. This is the guard, okay, and this is the guard, this one. Okay, these two are the guards. They have blocked the entrance. They didn't let Gopal enter into the palace. So what did Gopal do? He started dancing. Can you see this? This shows this. This sign shows that he started dancing round and round. Okay, he started dancing and singing loudly and round and round. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, next. Now, Gopal has entered into the kingdom, but since I did not get the similar picture, so I have taken the next picture. Okay, means here the character seems different. Okay, it looks different. The king face has changed and even Gopal face has changed because I could not find that similar pictures for you. Okay, so I captured this picture from the other side. Clear? So now Gopal was brought before the king. Okay, so what happened? All the courtiers now they started saying that it's Gopal. The man has lost his mind. अरे ये आदमी तो पागल हो गया. Okay, the man has lost his mind. I think it is one of his craziest joke. And this person is saying that मुझे लगता है ये इसका और एक बहुत funny joke है. It is one of his crazy joke. See here, this is Hilsa Fish. Now nobody is talking about Hilsa Fish. Everybody is talking about Gopal. Clear? So this is what we are going to learn in the next part. Okay. So now let's proceed. Now see. In the palace, the king recognizes him, and of late, very lately, the king recognized Gopal. From his journey to fish market to the palace, no one bothers to see what he is carrying. Okay, so right from the journey, okay, from his home to the fish market and then to the palace, he has walked all the distance, but no one bothers. That means no one cares to see what he is carrying. What was he carrying? He was carrying Hilsa fish. So nobody bothers to see Hilsa fish. No one gives attention when a person looks like a rag picker or a beggar. Okay, this means, this sentence means that no one gives attention when a person looks like a rag picker. Okay, you are a student of class 8. I have already taught you about rag picker. Okay, you already know what is rag picker. So what is rag picker? Okay, do you remember the chapter value? Yes. So who was Jaya? Jaya was a rag picker. So what is rag picker? A rag picker is the one who picks up rotten things or the leftover things which is in the dustbin. Okay, and then they sell it to the monger. Okay, they sell it to the industry. Fine. So rag picker is the one who collects plastics and bottles which is thrown away by the people. Clear? So here this sentence tells us that no one gives attention when a person looks like a rag picker or a beggar. Do you care to see a beggar? No. But if there is a famous person, a celebrity or someone else, you would definitely pay attention. Whereas if you see a beggar, you would turn off your face. तुम लोग उसे देख करके अपना मुंह मोड़ लोगे. Okay, so the same thing happened with Gopal. He dressed himself just as a beggar, so no one cared to look at him. Nobody cares to look what he is carrying, what he is doing. Everybody was only looking at his clothes and they were saying, maybe he is a beggar or maybe he is a madman. Okay, this man has gone insane. Only this much. So, thus, in a very cunning way, Gopal accomplished the challenge. He wins the heart of the king. So, when he reached the court, okay, then the king recognizes him that the man who pretends to be a beggar is no one else but Gopal. Then all the courtiers, they recognized Gopal and they were telling that yes, his tricks is really a very reasonable one. It is a very successful one. Okay. So, in a very cunning way, Gopal, he accomplishes the challenge. He fulfilled the challenge. Okay. And he won the heart of the king also. So, the king was very happy to see Gopal behaving and accomplishing his challenge in a very simple way. Okay. So, here can you see the king is happy. Okay. The king is happy. The courtiers were laughing. Okay. And even Gopal, he is very much pleased. Okay. Then see here. Only then did the king remember the challenge had thrown to Gopal. And then when the king asked Gopal that why have you dressed in such a way, then only he showed the Hilsa fish to the king. Okay, he said that, remember king, you have asked me to accept the challenge and I have accepted and accomplished it. Okay, and then what did the king said? The king said, haha, well Gopal, congratulations, you have achieved this impossible once again. So, this was also really very impossible task to accomplish, okay, because everyone was talking about Hilsa fish. So, how could it be possible that he will bring Hilsa fish openly, okay, that means without hiding, he will bring openly right from the market to the castle without being noticed by anyone, okay. So, this was a very difficult task, but Gopal has accomplished it, okay. So, how do you like the story? Students, tell me, how do you like the story? I hope it is a very interesting story and you have really enjoyed. Okay, thank you for watching.